the need to have to, I have to correct them. It's Happy Hanukkah. I'm different than you. You know, I just say thank you.
Do you wish Goya Merry Christmas?
That I'm a little bit uncomfortable with. Okay?
I mean, so you'll do a lot. Like, you'll do go, but you won't, like, go all the way and say Merry Christmas.
If they're the kind of person that, you know, has wished me a Happy Hanukkah already, they went out of their way and they wished me a Happy Hanukkah, right? Then I'll say Merry Christmas to them, right?
Okay.
But if they, you know, say Merry Christmas to me, right?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm indebted that I have to turn around and say it back to them.
Yeah.
You know, does that make sense? Yeah. I just say thank you, you too, or something like that. Thank you, you too. Just thank you, you too.
Probably helps being a shut-in so you don't have to confront this too often.
A what?
Probably helps being a shut-in so you don't have to confront these dilemmas too often.
A shut-in?
Shut-in. Someone who's shut in. Who doesn't go out and socialize.
No, but, okay, but even on the internet you're going to get it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I don't have a problem. Someone says Merry Christmas to me, I just say, you too. Right? If they say Happy Hanukkah to me and they're a Christian, I'll try to remember to say Happy, whatever it is, Merry Christmas.
They want you to do the koala look again.
What's the koala look?
I don't know, but they asked for it.
I don't know how it goes. Okay, so that's my story on that. I'm not threatened by lights. Okay, a Jew who's secure in their Jewishness, who's secure in their Torah, does not need to be threatened by lights. The only people who are threatened by the presence of Christians are Jews who are insecure about their own Jewishness. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And that's what I got to say about that.
Now, is it that did Adam and Eve beget different races by doing each other in different positions?
That's got to be Chaim.
It wasn't actually. It was Gregory.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He has gone down to the level. Being in the chat room is not a good idea. From now on, no one's allowed in the chat from my friends. I'm not even going to answer that.
The rabbi's not even going to answer that. I can't believe it was even posed. So you saw some child abuse this weekend, and you made a Facebook status update about it. Saying, what did you actually see?
I bet my nephew. I said, well, I offered him a bet. I said, $100 says Levi brings up the Walgreens thing during the show. He said, I'm not stupid. I'm not taking that bet.
So what did you see at Walgreens?
Because he is not. He doesn't have like.
He's not as dumb as rocks.
What did I see? Oh God, do I have to relive that? That was a nightmare last night.
Yeah. We want to see the emotional change come over you.
Oh God.
We're going to move in for a close-up here.
All right. Here's what happened.
Yeah.
It was Walgreens. You've been in Walgreens,
yes.
I'm sure, right? It's right near us.
Yeah.
And I went in there to get some Advil. Isn't that ironic? I went there because Advil to get when you have a headache, right? So I went in there and I'm coming. You know where the cosmetics is?
Mm-hmm.
I go there because I don't wait in line. I go to like the separate cashier, and there's like the big in the front of the store. There's like all the cashiers are there, and it's like before Christmas time. So there's like everybody's in there shopping, whatever. The place is packed and everybody's in line to get out. I'm in line to get out, and right at the door, all of a sudden, this woman barges in, young woman. Mm-hmm. I'm not great with ages, but she was in my ballpark. She's the kind of.
What race was she?
She was white, blonde hair.
Okay.
Short blonde hair.
Was she fat?
No, she was skinny and she was short.
Was she cute?
It was hard for me to ever say a woman like that is cute.
Okay.
There had so much hate raging. I heard the voice, and that's when I looked, because it was this loud, and I can't remember the little girl's name, but she just like yelled it out, like whatever the girl's name was, right? It wasn't a name I've ever heard before. It was like some. It was like a name that you win Scrabble with, because like nobody's ever heard this name, and she like blurted it out really fucking loud, like it could shake the walls. She was yelling so loud, and like the whole store was right there by her. We all staring at her, and she screamed it out. And then this little girl, who I'm guessing is maybe like 4 or 5 years old, comes waddling over, and can I stand up?
Yeah.
Okay, so the mom. She's not that tall. The mom, she's like here probably, right? But the daughter is like really tiny. Yeah. So she's like hovering over the girl. The girl's looking up and she just like screams down at her like, "Where the fuck were you?" Like that. Okay? And I was just like, my heart was just like stopped, right? Like this fucking monster just screamed, bitched at her kid in front of the whole fucking store, right? and like everybody's just like sitting there, and I'm like horrified,
Yeah.
right? And my first thought is, Rabs, you got to go there and you got to tell this woman to back the fuck off, right? Right? And I couldn't do it. I could not bring myself to walk over there and tell her to back off. And I was disgusted by myself. I couldn't get myself to move. And she took the girl and they left. And nobody in the store said a thing.
Wow.
And I've been living with the guilt ever since.
Wow. Yeah, that's disgusting. It's really disgusting. Huh. Where is the Garden of Eden?
The Garden of Eden, where was it?
Yeah.
And we're done with that issue?
No, we might come back to it, but that was on my mind.
Because you want to talk about the shrinks and
No, it just
the
came to
cycle
me.
of abuse and
This
the
came
whole
to
thing?
me, yeah.
Alright, where's the Garden of Eden? It was in Iraq, I suppose. It was between the Euphrates and the Tigris rivers. Which,
I often think of Iraq as kind of
yeah,
Eden.
I figured it's
It's like it's very idyllic. I mean, I didn't spend like 5 years face down in the muck in Iraq, in the killing fields of Afghanistan. And
You were not
Iraq.
there. Don't give me this shit. They would never let you go. Uh-oh. You got a call because I yelled too loud, right?
I don't know who that is, but I'm taking it off the hook.
What's the commentary on the yelling?
They said you killed their ears.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the first time I did the story out loud. It felt good. Get it out.
When Joseph tells his brothers not to be distressed for selling him into slavery, does he mean it, or is he just trying to comfort them?
Why wouldn't he mean it?
Because he just doesn't want them to get...
By the way, we're starting the parsha now.
Sure, why not?
Tell them you're doing it.
Starting the Pasha,
Thank you.
Vayigash.
Want one of these?
No, thank you.
Why would he not be serious? Let me
Well,
ask you,
just like-
where's your Havamina on that?
Well, I say things I don't mean. Sometimes.
Like when you say it's a good idea to have me come over.
Oh, let's do this again soon. Like, I say things like that to people, and I don't mean it. So,
Okay, let me give you something. Let me clue you in on something.
Yeah.
Nothing in the Torah is like that. There's nothing in the Torah that is just superfluous, and people say things to make the to make the other person feel good. Everything is there because it's the truth, and it's there for a reason.
So when Joseph says it was part of God's plan, is that... I mean, was it part of God's plan that his brothers sell him into slavery?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then what's the point of like human free will and human action if all we're doing is like acting out God's plan? I mean, is this Torah talk part of God's plan?
Yes. You see, here's how it works. This is like a
Yes.
whole this existentialism, right?
Yeah.
This is a whole conversation on its own. But Jewish, we talked about this because Greg Leake once asked the question about epistemology.
Yes.
Well, you thought that was funny, did you? All right. So, one of the Torah things, the foundations, is God gives us free will, right? But He only gives us free will on specific points in time, and those specific points are given a choice of doing a mitzvah, not doing a mitzvah. Which one are you going to choose, right? But ultimately, it all is going to lead to a certain place. Because He's only testing you along the way. But the truth is, He's already got like certain things predestined for you. Now you can change those predestined things in a big way. Like, we talked about at Rosh Hashanah every year. What do we say? It's the 3 T's.
Tshuva, Tzedakah, Tefillah.
Correct. Those can avert that and change the ultimate, right? But ultimately, you're headed down a certain thing. So Torah talks, you think it came out of your mind. You're like, oh, wow, I came up with this great idea. I'm going to do Torah talks every week. But the truth is, not really. That's an illusion. God gave that idea to you, right? And He said, do you want to do it or not? And you were like, yeah, I'll do it. You didn't even realize you were choosing between doing it or not. You thought it was out of your own